Welcome back to Mindset Hub Tube. Today, I want to talk to you about something that most people never admit out loud. Something that hides behind procrastination, behind broken promises to yourself, behind "I'll start tomorrow," behind unfinished goals and almost dreams. We're diving deep into the powerful message of "The Mountain is You," transforming self-sabotage into self-mastery by Brianna Wiest. But before we begin, I want you to think about something. Have you ever felt like you were your own biggest obstacle? Like no matter how much you want to change, no matter how many goals you set, no matter how motivated you feel at the start, something inside you quietly pulls you back. You say you want success, but you avoid the work. You say you want love, but you push people away. You say you want peace, but you replay old pain in your mind. You say you want more money, but you sabotage opportunities. And then you sit there wondering, why do I keep doing this to myself? This book begins with a powerful truth. The mountain standing in your way isn't your job, your family, your past, or your circumstances. The mountain is you. And that can feel uncomfortable. Because it's easier to blame the world. It's easier to say, if only my situation were different. But what if the real barrier isn't external at all? What if it's a pattern inside you that you've been carrying for years? Brianna Wiest explains that self-sabotage isn't laziness. It isn't weakness. It isn't stupidity. It's a coping mechanism. Let that sink in. Self-sabotage is not proof that you're broken. It's proof that at some point in your life, you learned to survive in a certain way. You built emotional habits to protect yourself, and now those same habits are limiting you. Think about that moment when you were younger and you felt rejected, or embarrassed, or criticized. Maybe someone told you that you weren't good enough. Maybe you failed publicly. Maybe you were compared to someone else. In that moment, your mind made a decision. It said, let's never feel that again. And so you began to play small. You stopped trying as hard. You avoided risks. You delayed action. You told yourself, it doesn't matter anyway. But deep down, it mattered. The book explains that we self-sabotage because success feels unsafe to our nervous system. Growth feels unfamiliar, and unfamiliar feels dangerous. You don't fear failure as much as you fear what success would require of you. More responsibility, more visibility, more change, more expectations. And so, without realizing it, you create problems. You miss deadlines. You pick fights, you overthink, you procrastinate, you doubt yourself at the exact moment you should believe in yourself the most. Have you ever noticed how right before something important happens in your life, you suddenly feel tired, distracted, anxious, overwhelmed? That's not coincidence. That's your subconscious trying to protect you from stepping into a new identity. Because becoming a new version of yourself means letting go of the old one. And even if the old one was miserable, it was familiar. And familiar feels safe. The Mountain is You teaches us that the key to self-mastery isn't forcing discipline through shame. It's understanding the emotional roots of your behavior. You don't fix self-sabotage by yelling at yourself. You fix it by listening to yourself. Why do you procrastinate? What are you afraid of? What story are you telling yourself about what will happen if you actually succeed? Maybe you're afraid that if you truly try and fail, you'll confirm your worst fear, that you're not good enough. So you don't fully try. Because if you don't fully try, you can always say, I didn't give it my best. That way, your identity stays protected. The book gently reminds us that our patterns are not random. They are responses to unmet needs, to old wounds, to unresolved emotions we never allowed ourselves to process. You can't heal what you refuse to feel. And that's where transformation begins. Imagine sitting alone at night. The world is quiet. Your phone is down. And suddenly your thoughts get louder. All the doubts, all the regrets, all the what-ifs, all the "I should be further by now." Most people try to escape that silence. They scroll, they distract, they avoid. But Brianna Wiest encourages you to sit with it, because within that discomfort is information. Self-sabotage often comes from emotional backlog, feelings you suppressed for years because you didn't have the tools to deal with them. Anger you weren't allowed to express, sadness you were told to get over, fear you pretended didn't exist. When you don't process emotions, they don't disappear, they manifest as behavior. They become avoidance, they become overworking, they become people-pleasing, they become perfectionism. They quit right before the breakthrough. The mountain isn't your ambition. The mountain is your unprocessed pain. The book talks about emotional intelligence, not as a trendy buzzword, but as survival. Can you recognize what you're feeling in real time? Can you pause before reacting? Can you choose a response instead of repeating a pattern? Self-mastery is not about controlling every outcome. It's about controlling your response. There's a moment in everyone's life where they realize something has to change. Maybe it's after another failed relationship, another missed opportunity, another year gone by with the same excuses. You sit there thinking, "I can't keep doing this." And that realization is powerful. But awareness alone isn't enough. You must be willing to take radical responsibility. Not blame, responsibility. Blame says, "This is my fault, I'm terrible." Responsibility says, "This is my pattern and I can change it." That shift is everything. Because when you accept that you are the mountain, you also accept that you are the climber. And climbers move. The book explains that real change happens when you shift your identity, not when you set another goal, not when you download another productivity app, when you decide who you are becoming. A disciplined person doesn't wait to feel motivated. They act because that's who they are. A confident person doesn't avoid challenges. They face them because that's who they are. A peaceful person doesn't chase chaos. They choose calm because that's who they are. Identity creates behavior. So the question becomes, who are you reinforcing every day? Are you reinforcing the identity of someone who always messes up, someone who never finishes, someone who can't handle pressure? Or are you slowly becoming someone who follows through, someone who keeps promises to themselves, someone who sits with discomfort instead of running from it? The mountain doesn't disappear overnight, but each small decision is a step upward. The book also speaks about the waiting season, those times when it feels like nothing is happening, when you're working quietly, healing privately, growing in ways no one sees. That season can feel lonely. You look around and everyone else seems ahead, more successful, more stable, more confident, and you start questioning yourself. But transformation is rarely loud. Most breakthroughs happen in silence, in therapy sessions, in journaling, in choosing not to text back, in waking up early when no one is watching, in saying no to what drains you. Self-mastery is built in the unseen hours. Another powerful idea in this book is that your triggers are teachers. The person who irritates you the most, the situation that makes you feel insecure, the criticism that stings, they reveal where you still need healing. Instead of asking, "Why does this keep happening to me?" ask, "What is this teaching me about myself?" Growth is uncomfortable because it requires you to confront parts of yourself you'd rather ignore. Your jealousy, your fear of abandonment, your need for validation, your habit of comparing yourself. But facing those parts doesn't make you weak, it makes you honest. And honesty is the foundation of self-mastery. As the narrative unfolds, you begin to see that the mountain isn't meant to destroy you, it's meant to refine you. Every setback teaches resilience. Every delay builds patience. Every failure strengthens character. You are not behind. You are being prepared. And maybe that's what you needed to hear. Maybe your life hasn't unfolded the way you imagined. Maybe you thought by now you'd be further, more secure, more accomplished. But what if this season is shaping the emotional strength you'll need for what's coming? The book closes its message by reminding us that becoming your highest self isn't about perfection. It's about alignment. Are your daily actions aligned with your future vision? When no one is watching, are you choosing growth? Because self-mastery is not glamorous. It's quiet. It's consistent. It's choosing discipline over distraction, healing over denial, faith over fear. The mountain is you, but you are also the strength rising within you. And if you've been feeling stuck lately, if you've been frustrated with yourself, if you've been wondering why you keep repeating the same patterns, take a breath. You are not broken. You are becoming. The very fact that you're listening to this means there is a part of you that wants more, a part that is tired of excuses, a part that is ready to climb. And that part is stronger than you think. Transformation doesn't happen in one dramatic moment. It happens in daily choices. It happens when you wake up and decide, today I will not abandon myself. It happens when you feel fear and move anyway. It happens when you forgive yourself for yesterday and try again today. The mountain may be steep, but you were built to climb it. If this message resonated with you, don't let it stop here. Reflect on your patterns. Journal your fears. Sit with your emotions. Start small, but start today. And if you found value in this journey, make sure to like this video, subscribe to Mindset Hub Tube, and share it with someone who needs to hear that they are not their mistakes. Remember, the mountain is you, but so is the power to rise. I'll see you in the next one.